আমারে চেঁচোচ? আমি সানডে মানডে খুলোচ করছি। Interview with Abish is like गजल दो अल्फाज में ही वो रुला देता है. That part of my life I was dedicated to becoming a musician.
Oh. Hello everyone and welcome to the 32nd episode of Live 2 Presents What a Homemade Show. That's right, this is the 32nd episode and I think this is also quite special because this is going to be the second international episode of the season where we have an international guest, of course. That's very obvious because I said it's an international episode and we have an international guest. So sometimes you just feel paradoxical as an interviewer because you feel like you have seen this person so much, you have followed him so much that you basically know him, you have had a lot of conversations with him, but it's just that he doesn't know. You have had your conversations, you have learned a lot of things from him, you have taken him as your coach, but he just doesn't know. So now when I finally get to interview this guy, it's basically like a very unequal scenario, but I think that just makes it more interesting. So ladies and gentlemen, the guest for tonight, he is a very humorous man. He's a very funny man. I think he takes it as a compliment. He is one of the top stand-up comedians from India. He's also the friend of all the top stand-up comedians from India. More than writing or performing jokes, more than performing stand-up comedy, he likes analyzing stand-up comedy. He likes analyzing jokes to a point that you start feeling like this is maths, science, or chemistry. He has his own show called Son of Abish, and sometimes his show is more famous than the man himself. And all the big people from India, all the people you are interested in, I am interested in, are featured in the show, and we can't stop, watching the show. We can't stop, we can just have enough of the show. So it keeps on coming back again and again, and it was like a personal inspiration for me. So ladies and gentlemen, without doing any more mess ups with my introduction, I'm going to introduce in front of you the man, the myth, the legend, the host of the great show Son of Abish, the stand-up comedian, the very funny guy. Ladies and gentlemen, appearing in front of you, none other than Mr. Abish Mathew!
Yay! This is entry number 2. What's happening, Rafsan?
We're doing Mojra right now to your to the intro song of Son of Abish. I think I've got the idea from your Instagram stories. Is that how you sell tickets? Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Abish Mathew! Yeah, I know.
Thank you.
Audience is in front of us right now, thousands of people watching, so that's a lot of pressure. So yeah.
Yeah.
So, Abish bhai, hi.
Yes.
My name is Rafsan.
Hi. Rafsan, first of all, what an introduction. I mean, can I just say, when I was sitting there, I thought I'll do this gag, I'll turn around and I'll come to you. And then I'm sitting there, oh, it's going to be a great entry. You didn't see my expression. My expression was, as and when you started giving compliments, I was like, halfway through, is he talking about me? And then I'm like, I don't know. And then he said, coach. And I was like, what? Then he said, inspiration. I'm like, what? And then I was just like, I need to have a conversation before we start the show. But thank you. The very immensely complimented. So thanks. Thank you.
Right, so before I even begin saying anything personal or any questions or any games, I would just first like to officially welcome you to Bangladesh because I think this is the first time an official interview of Abish Mathew is happening in Bangladesh. So welcome to Bangladesh.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you.
So, when is the first time you had your first significant impression about Bangladesh? What was your first impression? When did you first hear about Bangladesh? What do you know?
I don't think if you know this, I've been to Bangladesh, to Dhaka for a debating competition in 2007 or 6.
Whoa!
I was a parliamentary debater from Delhi University. We were part of this college crew called Ramlal Anand College, and RLA, we are not a big college, but had some interesting debaters and some GQ stars. I mean, general knowledge GK stars. We did Bangladesh. I forgot the name of the college, but I remember when we went in, And basically, as soon as we came, I think we took the bus and we came. We didn't take the flight because students, so we don't have money, obviously. Then we came in, the entire college, like, some 10, 15 people were there and lots of other people from India were coming to debate. And I'm a parliamentary debater, but I was always the whip. Whip is the third part of the crew, who's the entertaining part, but doesn't add any value. But I became so good at whip because I was so bad at my previous international debates that it was in Bangladesh, it was in Dhaka, in the university where I forgot the name. North University?
North South University.
North South University.
Right.
There is where I got my award for best whip of the tournament. And I was like, oh, this is all coming of age in my debating life. I thought this is all I'm going to do for the rest of my life is debate.
Yeah, but in that part of your life, were you already doing like comedy? Were you already trying out things?
So, I mean, that part of my life, yeah. No. At that part of my life, I was dedicated to becoming a musician.
Whoa!
Because when I was in school, I was I was the lead vocalist of my band, and I was part of the church choir, and I was part of the school choir. I thought that's what I'm going to do, okay? Because when you're in school, it's easy to be good, better than most. But when you go to college, you're like, oh my God, there are so many talented people here. Then when you enter into the world, you're like, chalo, I should quit music. So at that time, I was doing a lot of music competition. And the reason I got into debating was because two of the seniors who I came to Dhaka with, and this was Ramlan Anand College, they came up to me and they said, you speak in English quite well. I said, yeah, because I'm a South Indian, born and raised in Delhi, gone to English church, so my first language is English. They said, do you have a passport? And I said, yeah. And they said, and this is 2 years before I came to Bangladesh, they said, good. Because we need to go to Pakistan for a debating competition. I was so excited. I was like, my first international trip. Oh my God. I was so freaking excited. So because of debating, I traveled internationally for work for the very first time. And almost visited almost all nearby countries though.
Right.
Musician, buddy, musician. That's what I wanted to be. See what a great musician I am.
Not really because of your musician skills, not because not entirely because of your debating skills, but also for having a passport.
I do have one. Okay, my dad, if you don't know, is a Mallu. Mallus are very like Malayalis are the southern part of India in Kerala. We are all Malayalis. We speak in Malayalam. Right. So there's a thing about my dad. I don't know if it's just my family or Malayalis. Lots of Malayalis. We are very organized and we are very structured. We are like, we will think 10 times, we won't take business decisions, we don't take risks as much. There are some, not generalizing, but my family. So, as a Malu Catholic, my dad made sure I had the passport. I had a bank account when I was much younger as an affiliate bank account to my dad. So, he set my life up paperwork wise. I am so weak at paperwork because I never had to do anything.
I had a very different, idea about the people who come from the southern part of India.
Yeah, tell me, what is it? I want to know.
The credit goes to Mr. Rahul Subramaniam.
Oh, dude, Subbu, okay. Yeah.
So I'm sure you know this Andu Gundu and Andu joke. That there are only 4 possible combinations: Andu Gundu, Gundu, and Gundu Andu.
So very Rahul Subramaniam.
No, tell me now, how the fuck do you communicate a whole language using just Andu and Gundu? There are 4 possibilities: Andu Gundu, Gundu Andu, Andu Gundu. How the fuck?
So as I told you, I have to give a monologue. I have to, understand what is stand-up comedy. I have to learn. There was no source in my country where I could learn in like my local language in Bangla or, like a proper culturally contextual resource of learning stand-up. And then I found this thing called Journey of a Joke. I just went to YouTube and I searched learn stand-up comedy jokes analysis. Indian stand-up comedians, and this series comes up where all the people I like, Biswa, Tanmay and then Kenny Sebastian, Rahul Sabab, everyone is like analyzing their jokes. Like this sentence, like they're not interested to analyze their jokes, but this guy is there and he's like, okay, so you did this punchline and there was a segue, and after this segue there was another tag, and I was like, whoa, this is exactly what I need. this is exactly what I needed. And then that's how I started learning stand-up comedy. And finally, I get to meet this guy whom I have met 1,000 times in online scenarios, in like a very one-way kind of relationship, and then finally, here it's like a two-way conversation. I couldn't believe myself. Like, whoa, is this YouTube or is this like an interview? So that's the whole story behind why you got that introduction.
Man, this is the opposite of a roast. This is just compliments, compliments, compliments. And I'm sitting here saying, how do I not cry on camera? Because all my therapy will go down the drain. But wow, dude, jeez. Number one, thanks for all the amazing compliments. But number two, I had no idea all of this was going on. I was just trying to be like, how do I do my next season? But, oh, good. I mean, thanks. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
When I'm looking here, I'm looking at the camera because I know the shoot is happening. When he was complimenting me, I was only looking at him because it's very. I can't look here and be like, "Ye niche se mujhe compliment de raha hai. What am I looking at?" I'm admiring myself in the flip camera. So, dude, by the way, okay. First of all, Rafsan, thanks. 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 I don't know. I'm never to see so many compliments in my life.
Very difficult thing for stand-up comedians to say good things and accept compliments. Because
I was just like, "Acha bol raha hai." There's some joke coming. There is some at the end of it. Something is coming.
Not yet. Maybe at the later part of the interview. But
ooh, yes. Now, yeah. Right. Now you're keeping it interesting.
Right, but in all my research, which was basically done in like several years, for like I didn't have to do it in last 2 or 3 days. So you had a TED talk where you first declared that you want to host the Tonight Show one day. So is it still the same, or has it changed, or is it still the vision that drives you, that drives your works, everything?
Man, this is oh my God, the answer to this is so clear in my head. I'm very clear about the specificity of what I want to achieve. Let's put it this way. When you're really far away, very far away, like you're on the other side of the road, if you have a laser pointer, you will point it in a general direction and you're hitting the wall. Then when you walk closer, you try to realign in the same direction, same wall. And once you get closer, you get finer. When you get even closer, you get finer, finer. So for me to do the Tonight Show, which reminds me, check this out. Sorry. Okay, first you check it out. First you check this out. Okay. And then now you check this out. Okay. Now I didn't make this. Before you think I'm self-obsessed, I didn't make this. My friend who's into really hard into meditation, she printed like a bunch of postcards and cups and she said that please use it. And I was like, buddy, tu to dost hai, chalo theek hai. So this has been my cup for a long time. Anyway, like I was saying, when you're flashing a light from so far away, it's general in the direction you want to go. Otherwise what happens is light nahi maroge na to kabhi chaloge nahi. So then you put that light, then you come closer. When you come closer, then you're like, I might need to realign, but the interest is still there. So if I may, I want to host the Tonight Show, but I want the Tonight Show to be replaced by Son of Abish. Maybe that is the advanced 2.0 of what I want, which is too ambitious, too arrogant to even think of. But it'll be interesting to try to achieve. And out of modesty, you will take whatever comes your way. You might I might even become a writer just on the Tonight Show. For all you know, right?
Right.
Maybe I'm capable of more. But it's just you have to prove everyone at every time. Not everyone knows of your stuff and that's why they choose you. Every time, no matter how big you are, you enter a room, you have to work your respect up. So, for me, if I have to host it, that means if I have to intern it doesn't mean I step down to a different, to the Tonight Show. It just means that I'm the seed, I will now grow. When I grow, I will host it. So, that's what I think that is my new 2.0. I've never said this out loud. Jeez. Are you my therapist? This is a therapist.
So as you say, having a very specific goal and putting a light in a very vague area. So for me, it's like I'm going to host the Oscars, like even one notch up hosting the Tonight Show. So I had no amazing friends as yours who would make me a cup or like a suit or like a blazer which says Oscars host or something. But I put it up as my Facebook bio. That's my cup. I cannot show you guys. I can probably give a screenshot in the edited version. Like, hey, I get a lot of questions about this. you think you can really host the Oscars? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. And why not? Like, like, still for now, every step seems like, it's going along the way. This interview is also like a step in the right direction. I'm meeting the host, like future host of Tonight Show, who maybe can do a few things to give me an internship, and then finally
Rafsan, you're getting it wrong. I'm looking at your success at Oscars too, so that you can recommend me. And we're like, bro, yaad hai humne show kiya tha back time.
So, because we're talking so much about Son of Abish, I think it's time we play a game that I have designed in a different way. Because we have a stand-up comic in the show, one of the top comedians from India, who also knows all the other top comedians from India, has also hosted them in his show. There's something relevant. So, teammates, we'll play punchlines with Mr. Abish Mathew. So, it's not going to be like the traditional punchline, but it's going to be like our version of the punchline. I'm going to give you like an incomplete sentence, which of course you'll have to convert into a punchline, but not in your way, but the way your comedian friends would do it. And specifically, I'll give you 5 comedians whom you have hosted on your show. So guys, let's
you are gonna break all my 5 friendships. Basically, what are you getting out of this show? Rafsan wants Abish Mathew to go on international shows and make fun of his friends. Got it? You got it. Bye. I'm sorry you want to say, I don't know, I know the 5. Because out of the 10, come, hit me with it.
Right, guys. So, let's play punchlines with Abish Mathew. Let's first reveal the punchline. What is the punchline? What is the sentence that we have to convert into a punchline? So, the sentence is, interview with Abish is like dash. Interview with Abish is like dash. You convert it into a punchline. Sometimes I might even add 1 or 2 extra words to make it even more difficult for you, according to the characters. Are you ready, Mr. Abish Mathew?
Okay. Yep. Let's try. I mean, never ready. Have to evolve, so let's do it.
Right. The first person is Mr. Kenny Sebastian.
Okay, cool. So I have to do this punchline like Kenny Sebastian?
Right.
Interview the Abish is like a mental asylum, because he is always going laughing at his own jokes. Okay. One second, Rafsan, you have to let me do some damage control after each. Okay, Kenny, my dear friend, I know you don't talk like this. I'm being put in a spot. You know you're not that guy. But the image used by them was very specifically misleading. So I picked up on that. I yes-handed the image, not you.
That's quite a cover-up. So here goes the second one.
Okay.
Interview with Abish is like dash in Biswa Kalyanraj style.
Okay.
It's going to be something very mean.
I want to clear this confusion. I know the impression I'm going to do is the impression you want to hear. Because in your head, Biswa sounds like that. But Biswa doesn't abuse that much on stage. Okay? It is a misnomer. You should watch Sushi. Sushi is very nice. It's very good. So,
yeah. It's very family comedy.
Yeah, now Biswa, I am sorry. I have to, as they've told, I love you, buddy. But I still will. ऐसा कर दिया. उसने तो बात हो गया. You have never said much of the. I'm so sorry, but you might have to beep this out as well. So yeah.
Right, the next one.
Okay. Trying to put my shirt.
Interview with Abish is like. In the next style, we have Mr. Kanan.
Right. So I'm not very Kanan. I'm not as intelligent as you are. So I'm gonna attempt. Interview with Abish is like talking to a mirror. Man. How do you impersonate Kanan? I don't know.
I don't know, maybe silly voices at times.
Like the thing with Kanan is that every time he talks, it's like at the end of the sentence, it goes slightly high pitched.
Yeah,
there's a little bit. And I'm like, so obviously don't have either of it, but yeah, that's my interview with Abish is like talking to a mirror. Why does he only keeps talking? Why does he have audience members? I'm sorry if I'm disappointing you and the entire audience with this game.
Not at all, not at all. Right, next one.
Yes, scary. It's getting scary.
Start getting very relevant.
Okay. It's scary.
Mr. Tanmay interview with Abish is like, okay, so I'm going to give you an extra word. Interview with Abish is like the golden play button.
Oh, it's like the golden play button. Okay.
Right.
Hello everybody. Welcome. Sorry, I'm just going to सुसु करके आना है. Just 1 second. Hold on.
बॉट आर्मी क्या चल रहा है बॉट आर्मी?
हाँ, क्या बोल रहे थे? हाँ. Interview with Abish is like my golden play button. I mean, I think I deserve it, but नहीं आ रहा है. And by not going to the show and not getting the golden play button, I am becoming more popular. So
the only problem is Tanmay Bhar has been there like 3 times already.
Exactly. I was having a conversation. We were doing our 7th season, and we were like, man, there are so many amazing friends of mine who I want to bring on the show, but they've come on the show so many times. So now we are doing something though. We are doing something where we still integrate them without being on guests. So
I think we have one left, like one last one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go for it. Interview with Abish is like. It's gonna be very desi.
Oh yeah. I just spoke to him an hour ago. Anyway, interviews. Abish is like. Okay, hold on. Now, if I'm doing that, let me just stand and do it as well. Let me give you the full experience. I don't know if my head's gonna get cut here, but can you say Zakir Khan for a second?
Right. Ladies and gentlemen, we present to you Zakir Khan. Cheering doesn't stop. Cheering continues. Standing ovations, वगैरह continues.
Interview with Abish is like ghazal. दो अल्फाज में ही वो रुला देता है. Thank you everybody, you've been a great audience. Please take care of yourself. मेरा नाम है Zakir Khan.
Standing ovation, everyone. Come on.
Okay, now wait. Okay, hold on, Rafsan. Zakir bhai, this is done just for entertainment purposes. This Rafsan is putting me in odd places. If you think what I did to you was bad, watch what I did to Kenny. And I don't know how this friendship is going to survive. But खाने के लिए हम तभी घर आएंगे. Okay, cool. And back to you, Rafsan.
Right, so that ends the segment Punchlines with Abish Mathew. So I sort of, hacked my way into having 6 comedians into one show. Although I just had just one.
Oh, that's what you did. But this thumbnail is going to have a interview with everybody. Last mein Abish Mathew.
Absolutely, yeah. Like as we're talking a lot about Son of Abish and all these people, like for me, watching Son of Abish is like, the whole room goes dark. And then like just the monitor of the laptop and then like maybe a bit of a yellow lighting and then full sound and then like I'm enjoying the episodes. But as I talked about the journey, because I'm not sure if a lot of the audiences would watch it from that perspective, but I basically had to watch it from that perspective because in the very beginning it was like directed by Abish Mathew, produced by Abish Mathew, hosted by Abish Mathew, so
seen by Abish Mathew.
Seen by Abish Mathew, maybe, yeah. And then like it grows gradually. I'm like, okay, this is what I need to do. So I think I also have a picture from like one of the very first episodes when you were also doing it. So when you look back at this journey, and I think one of the like skits from one of the earliest episodes were like Ved saying, "You are not going to get a sponsor because you are not with us." So when is the first time things basically started to work out for you for the show? You started getting sponsors, or maybe things started to pan out in the way you wanted to? Because otherwise, I know that in your interviews you also said, although you don't give a lot of interviews, it's very hard to do research about the guys who take interviews. So in one random interview, we were like, whatever I was earning, I was putting it back into my own project. So that's how it was going on. But yeah, like let's hear about the journey from your end.
Man, so I'll tell you why do I like the talk show format. Okay, I'll tell you why I like the format in general.
Right.
This is, you get to be with a live audience and you get to entertain them with your ability to bring out stories and humor and your perspective on stories and humor.
Right.
And that I love doing. I love sitting in a family, connecting the dots, talking to the audience, talking to the guests. Like, I really enjoy doing that, cracking some jokes, improvise some of it that's prepared. So I love doing that. But then I saw that there was a show that basically just had cameras and it was broadcasting on television. And that was The Tonight Show. And I love the format. And the first time I saw was Jay Leno at my friend's house on an Indian channel, Sony or something. I forgot. Setmax. Oh no, S something. Anyway, I saw it and I was like, oh my God, what are they doing? They're just capturing a live experience. And I said, that's what I want to do. And at that time I was already doing radio because I knew I wanted to do stand-up comedy before that. So because stand-up comedy was in a scene, so I was doing radio and I knew that one day when stand-up comedy picks up or when we start, whatever. But this talk show was always in the back of my head way before, back when I saw it when I was a kid. Then during radio, I used to watch Craig Ferguson a lot. I love the ease of it. Because Craig Ferguson seems to have no script prepared at all. He'll come and do, and it's so funny. And I enjoy that energy the most. Then I wanted to do the show, but couldn't do the show because I was in Delhi at that time. Then I moved to Bombay. I went to this place called Canvas Laugh Club, which was first initially Comedy Store, then Canvas Laugh Factory, then Canvas Laugh Club, and then the name changed, I think, right now. Anyway, I remember going to my friend Tom Course, who was the guy from Comedy Store who stayed back for Canvas. He's one of the main reasons that the Indian comedy scene has a cohesive voice, because he is it wouldn't be too much of a stretch to say that there were a lot of us comedians, there were lots of successful comedians, there were lots of upcoming comedians. But he, because of that venue, he's the one who kept all the comedians together. Not a single person dislikes him. Tom Course. Great guy. Now I was in Dubai. And the thing is, I went to him and I said that I want to do a late night talk show format. I want to do Son of Abish, which is, I will do 30 minutes of entertainment with comedy, music. It's a multi-variety comedy show, plus an interview, plus we'll do some music at the end, like that. It was a live show. It wasn't meant to be a recorded show. Nowadays, when, like example for your show also, predominantly it is a show for people to watch. My show till today is for the people who come to watch the show live. I do not design the show for the online audience. That's why when I get less views, I'm okay with it, because I know that the audience there had a baller of a time because they came back the next episode. So and that has been my motto since the beginning.
What are some of the things that we don't see or don't get to experience that the live audience gets?
Oh my God, dude. We roll for an hour and a half to 2 hours. And as soon as the director calls cut, I get off stage and I'm within the audience and I'm talking to them and I'm trying to keep them engaged. Because for me, it's very important that the live audience who's given that money, or given the time more importantly, is thoroughly entertained. Whether that means talking to them or doing jokes with them. Celebrities are sitting on the chair, at the back, on the couch and talking to each other. Now they'll get offended, but I'm like, I care about you, but these guys I care about the most. And that attitude is still there for the version that we're doing, or any version that I do. So the thing that you don't get to see is so many conversations that I have with the audience members where I connect one story to another story, to another story, to another story, and then I'm done. That is the thing that I really like. One of our managers, Phil, and then Raika, came up to me multiple times. They said that you should record this and upload it as like Trevor Noah does for behind the scenes of the show.
Right, yeah.
And I said, yeah, that's a great idea. And then we were going to do season 7, and then the pandemic happened. Okay. So personally, I think I've said this. I don't think I've said this before, but every time someone compliments me for the show, I'm like, thank you. And I'm going to take that clip and send it to my team and be like, you did this.
Absolutely. And I think I will get tired of saying this again and again. This is also another point which I will say I can completely relate, because when we did this show with like a live audience, I had a very young team. Everyone was doing their undergrads or they were in schools or colleges. So
Right.
these like very young team, they built this set. They were operating the camera, no professional crew involved. So,
So Rafsan, you're saying that you used child labor to build this show. Is that what you're saying? Wait, hold on. Can you please inform the entire press and media of Bangladesh that none other than Rafsan is using child labor to build set? Oh my god. I mean, this just fresh, this just new.
right. This is probably the only chance of the show going viral overnight.
Yeah.
YOLO journalism. So, because we're talking about Son of Abish, and we have seen how you sort of put your guests into a lot of trouble to get more views through game segments. So,
I was just like,
so
I've never put anyone into controversy. I mean, unfortunately, we never intended, but yeah, go on.
yeah, but what we're gonna do is we're going to replicate one game segment that you played with two of the very special guests in your show,
Alright.
and we're gonna do it with you tonight, and we're gonna see
Awesome.
how you do and what turns out to be. So the name of this game segment is going to be Banglar Hero Abish. So can
Bangla
you
Hero
guess?
Abish.
Bangla
Okay.
Hero
Bangla
Abish.
Hero Abish. Okay. Oh man. I don't know. I now I'm confused.
So, in your episode with Mr. Kenny Sebastian and Mr. Adhikapte,
You made them recite dialogues which were written in Bangla, and you made them act out, like based on whatever.
yes, the emotions would be, or whatever the expression
Yeah.
would be. We're going to do exactly the same with Mr. Abish Mathew, because right now you are sitting in an interview where Bangla is probably the most preferred language. We'll not miss the chance
Yes.
for anything. So,
Yeah,
we'll
oh
give
yes.
we'll give you 3 dialogues. Let's see how you deliver
Right.
those. What are your
Oh,
guesses?
man.
We'll also show you
Great.
clips of the actual dialogue so that you know how good you were.
Perfect. I would like to apologize to everyone watching this show. I am not. This is his idea. He is making. Yo, let the record show. He's putting me in the spot. So, woo woo.
The first dialogue on screen, please.
আমারে চিনছোচ আমি সানডে মানডে খুলোজ করছি What does that mean and what did I just say?
Okay, so let's show you the clip and then I'll probably add some explanation. Teammates, let's show him the actual clip.
আমারে চিনছস আমি সানডে মানডে ক্লোজ করছি
So, Amare Chinchos, this part means, did you recognize me? So, I am that terror who has the ability to collapse your Sunday, your Monday, your everyday.
Oh man, and I here was like, I was in my head, the character was being accused.
Yeah.
In my head, like, Amichurchi, you are doubting me? Monday, Sunday, Monday, I trust you. That's what in my head the dialogue meant. Oh god. Here I made him into a sad Devdas hero, and here it
Yeah.
turns out to be a super villain. Oh, okay. Okay, I'm gonna get better. Alright,
It's gonna
next.
be bigger. Yeah. The next one on screen, please.
Yeah.
Nice and warmed up. This is definitely going to be better, but maybe not.
Oh my lamba hai, ruko. Okay. Oh, I think I know what this is. Okay, hold on. Ready? Ready? Here we go. Chop! আমি খবর হই না খবর দেখি না খবর পড়ি না খবর তৈরি করি
Yeah, that's exactly what
Is it? Did I get it? Is that the correct tone? Was that the correct
It was
emotion?
corrected
Oh,
because I
yes.
was testing if Son of Abish, if
Yeah.
Abish Mathew was doing his homework or not, because this was actually used in the show for Mr. Kenny Sebastian.
Really? Oh my god! Oh jeez!
Let's show you the actual clip as well.
Oh yeah, I'm very excited to see what that is like, yeah.
চুপ আমি খবর হই না খবর দেখি না খবর পড়ি না খবর তৈরি করি
Dekha? See, I got it. I
Now
got
the
it.
comment
Yes.
section will be like,
Thank you.
Yeah, how did he so accurate, Abish Mathew?
Accurately, yeah.
Yeah, and I think the last and final one. Let's see
Yes.
how Abish Mathew does in the final act. His
Let's see,
one
okay.
got one on bullseye.
I've got one over there.
Ooh.
Okay, this is Amma Ja, Chokar Moni, Amma Ja, Bukir Doni, Amma Ja, Pranar Koni, Amma Ja, Amma Ja, Amma Ja, Amma Ja, Amma Ja.
The
Amma
first,
Ja, Amma Ja, Amma Ja. That's correct, no? Is it a song? Is it a song?
the
Is it a
first
song? Please
question
tell me
is
it's a
why
song.
did you guess that it should be a song where someone would be dancing like this? Why? That's the first question.
It says Amma Jan, so I was just like, you're happy to see your
Before
mother
any
again.
more discussion or explanation, let's show him the clip, guys. Let's
Oh
surprise
God,
him.
okay, what have I done?
আম্মা জান সারা জীবন আমার গোরস্থান আম্মা জান চোখের মনি আম্মা জান বুকের ধ্বনি আম্মা জান প্রাণের খনি
Oh my
আম্মা
God, it's the
জান
same
আম্মা
thing.
Even even to the point where you repeat the last Amajan again.
Yeah. Oh my God. I am sorry. I am a genius. I don't know. Now this interview is over for me. I am now just a fan of my brain. I saw Amajan. I saw lines were rhyming, and I said musically you will end with the chorus again. No. Oh my God. Can I just take a moment and appreciate myself? Just
Absolutely,
one
absolutely. Like, I would have given you a standing ovation, but in that case, my half preparation of my attire would be reversed. So we have seen you being very sporty on Son of Abish, to the point where all your friends smash a cake on your face, and then you were like, "Okay, the show must go on. One more round, guys."
Yeah.
So, what's the most sporty thing that you have done ever? Maybe for a friend, or on the sets of Son of Abish, or for someone else in the circuit?
I don't remember. I have a philosophy which is if you do something good, forget it immediately. I'm a very religious person, right? Religious. I'm a spiritual person. I believe in God, and there's this thing that if your right hand knows what your left hand is doing, then then if you are going to be evaluated in heaven, you're evaluated on earth itself. So keeping that in mind, I genuinely don't remember what's a sporty thing that I've done, but I can tell you. Was it? Yeah, it was season 1 of this season 1 with Cyrus Brocha.
Right.
And this was in the Canvas Laugh Club, which is a very one TV in the middle.
Yeah.
Usually we do the comedy segment of the show first 30 minutes, and then we do the interview for 30 minutes, which sometimes go to 45. But Cyrus had to go home early because of an emergency, so we did the interview first. And
Yeah.
then what happens, the audience isn't warmed up enough. But whatever, we did 10-15 minutes, we did the interview. Then we did the opening monologue. And I was like, I saw audience leave because they were done. They came for the interview and they left. But I was like, so at 50% capacity, we were like, we have to shoot it and we still have to stitch it like it's a thing. And I asked the people if you guys don't mind staying longer because we already overshot the time. Some 50 people who were true fans are like, yeah, I'll stay along. And we did it, and on the edit we stitched together. So I don't know if that's the sportiest thing, but that's one of the things where I was like, okay, I need to. How can I save solution?
So, of course, there's this segment in the show. It's called "And Now for No Reason at All." What is something that Abish
No,
Mathew
okay.
does in real life for no reason at all?
Oh man, I just talk to myself through the day for no reason at all. Like, I'm not kidding. This is I think I might not be able to live with another human being. It'll be weird because I'm singing a song and then I'm walking back and I'm coming back and I'm just talking to myself and having a great time. And when I'm having a great time, I'm like, oh, I need to write this down and to go back and so that's what I do for no reason at all. I talk to myself, and when my mom asks, who are you talking to? I'll say God. And when no one else is there, that's for my mom. Mom, I would like to apologize. I'm not lying to you. I'm talking to God only.
So, on a very genuine note, Abish bhai, I think I don't even have to explain it anymore. Like how much I have actually followed your journey, how much I have learned from it, how much my journey is, blessed by, inspired by, and I don't know, have added a lot of value from your thoughts, your works on the social media, on internet, on different platforms, on everything that you do. So this is like a very genuine, like, I don't know, a moment of gratitude from my side. Because sometimes as content creators, I think we forget that how our content can actually impact someone else's lives. Maybe sometimes we do it through the comment section, by the number of views, by the number of subscribers, or the genuine happiness out of creating an art. But I just want you to know that you have a lot of people watching you all over from this place called Bangladesh, which is sort of far away from where you live, and you have people like me who has followed your journey for a long time, and they are learning from you. Maybe even if you know it, if you don't know it. So I have to be grateful for whatever I have learned, whatever I've done in my life so far. It's not too big, but I have a lot to be grateful for. And it was such a wonderful moment for me, because more than the interview itself, I think it was something that I've done for myself. I don't know, it was just talking to a person that I've worked with for a long time. So thank you so much once again for coming to our show, and I want to hear some last words from you that I would also record and keep as inspiration, guidance, whatever you call it, and of course your feelings, anything that you want to say towards the fans and audiences in Bangladesh. Yes, go.
Yeah. Oh, in that case, now if you're giving me that opportunity, let me quickly tell you something that I wrote down a couple of days ago. Actually, a week, I think a month ago. Maybe, I hope this makes sense. This is a current reflection of artists who are now becoming content creators and digital creators, and I feel like artists' job is to think.
Yeah.
We dreamt of being on stage doing concerts. I sang till it hurt my tonsils. Now everything we do is dictated by sponsors, because if art is club, then views are bouncers. Don't look at me. I'm a part of the scene. I'm the biggest hippopotamus of hypocrisy. You call something cringe just by the smell of it? We are marketing fertile, but we are art celibate. Just because you can rhyme doesn't mean you show it. To be a rapper, first you need to be a poet.
That was so deep. So thank you so much once again, Mr. Abish Mathew. Thank you so much for being on.
Thank you so much,
What a
Rafsan.
Homemade Show. Thank you so much for doing what
Yeah.
you do.
Can I just say, first of all, thank you so much for all the amazing compliments through the episode. I don't know how you're going to cut this episode down into whatever you need. But it genuinely made me feel really good when you guys reached out and I gave it to the management. They called, they coordinated, it was smooth and everything came in. Like I said, I'm very selfish, so I'm always creating for the next thing I want to do. But what I do, I don't know how it affects, because there is no feedback loop. We are all on a race. But what's amazing is that you took time to give that feedback back. It's like a radar. It's like a submarine going underwater, but we are going so fast, we're throwing waves back. Not too many people give us feedback because we feel like, these guys are whatever. So yeah, I really appreciate it, man. I'm glad if more talk shows come up, then I think a lot of people can come give stories. That Journey for Joke is also a talk show technically, if you look at it. I do this Instagram live every Monday,
Bro,
Wednesday,
that's
and
maths
Saturdays
class.
at noon. Called Viva. That's maths class. That is also a talk show. But I really appreciate you having me, man. And and for everyone watching in general, I would love to hear more from you and get to know more artists from your friends, whoever there is. I don't know. Is that a good closer? It's a very vague closer. Usually my lines are written, so this is shit. I get it.
Right, and on that note, ladies and gentlemen, here is where we would conclude the 32nd episode of What a Homemade Show, which was presented by Live to Web, the amazing team, and we had the amazing guest, Mr. Abish Mathew. Also, a huge thanks to Mr. Mehtab for coordinating everything, and this has been a wonderful occasion. We hope all of you are staying home, staying safe. We hope all of you are creating things for yourselves. You are taking care of yourselves and taking care of your loved ones, maybe someone else who needs your help. And on that note, we'll see you once again on some late night environment with another amazing guest, maybe from Bangladesh, maybe from some other corners of the world, who does jokes, who does comedy, who does shows, and who maybe analyzes shows, and who's having a...
Basically, you're saying I'm coming back. You're saying I'm coming back, is what you're saying.
Why not?
Closing.
On that note, bye-bye, goodbye and good night everyone, and ta-da.